Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. I'm just going live on Facebook. Live on Facebook, so I can wish happy birthday to Olivia Newton-John. That's right, it is Olivia's birthday. I'm doing my breakfast right now. What are you guys up to? You guys having fun out there in cyber world, Facebook world, planet Earth? Just takes me a sec. First minute, I just kind of check my levels on my microphone and my camera. What is it? It's like 6:30 here. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. Utah, good old Utah, man. That's right. Where are you guys from? If you're in the chat room and on Facebook, I like to see where everyone's at. It's awesome, like Singapore to Thailand. There's a lot of cities, a lot of Earth out there, right? All right, just give me a sec. I'm just writing a title to this video. Hey, Corey Draper here, if you guys are kind of checking in. I'm writing happy birthday, Olivia Newton-John. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm on Facebook. I eat these little gummy bears. They make your hair grow, even when you're a 53-year-old old fart like myself. All right, we're about ready to rock and roll here. All right, are we live on Facebook? Because gosh darn it, I got a big fat red light in my face saying that we are. Hey, good to see everybody. Good morning, especially if you're here on this side of the world. Are we in South? Are we North America, aren't we? If we're like in Canada or America or Mexico, is this North America? All right, good to see you guys. Thought I'd say hello and good morning because it's a special day. And if you guys are reading my Facebook feed, you guys kind of know why. There's a very special birthday today. And no, I'm not related to this fine young lady. She might be a little older. She states her age. And right now, thanks to, Facebook and Wikipedia, you can't lie about your age anymore. Remember, like Elizabeth Taylor and all the classic actresses, they'd always try to lie about their age. And now, thanks to Google, you just go, Olivia Newton-John, 71 years old. And I think she's proud of it. And I love Olivia Newton-John. And if you're live on my Facebook feed, you saw my story, just a little bit ago. So I thought, you know what, before I get carried away with some business and other stuff I have to do today, I wanted to do my own happy birthday to Olivia Newton-John. I was a big fan of hers even before Grease, and not really a big fan, but let me rephrase it. I knew of her because do you guys remember that song, Let Me Be There? And it's like, let me be there in the morning, let me be there at the night. Let's take what's wrong and make it right. But it's one of her biggest country songs because when she started, like obviously I think in Australia, she was like just a massive, sensation. And by the time she hit here in America, I think she wasn't a pop star yet. I think she had success as kind of a country light rock artist, kind of like how the Eagles started out. But I remember I grew up in a, Santa Barbara, Goleta. I'll just say Santa Barbara. That's the easiest way to describe where I grew up as a toddler. But this is like, oh God, it's early 70s. I'd have to actually look up when Let Me Be There came out. If you guys are live on my Facebook feed, can you guys look up when Olivia Newton-John debuted that? Was it like 72 or 74? Because I remember I must have been like second grade, but I was like really, and cheers by the way, I was into music at an early age. And I don't know why, but I just love music. And I had like crappy stereos too. It wasn't like now with, Bose speakers this tiny, literally sound like a Kiss concert. But back in the day with our quadraphonic badass Craco shit stereos from this little place called Radio Shack, a Tandy company. I remember I'd go visit my Aunt Alta a lot in Santa Barbara. And there was like a little shed. I shit you not, This store was so small, you couldn't even believe it was a store, but it was called 7-Eleven. Okay, because the first 7-Elevens, they really were a convenience store. You know, they had like these little things called Slurpees and stuff, but you know, I don't even think chapstick was invented yet. You could get some gum, maybe some Kleenex or whatever. But I remember going to this tiny little store called 7-Eleven, and that's because they opened up at 7 and they closed at 11 at night. So there's some trivia about good old 7-Eleven, because I think almost everywhere in America, there's always like 5,000 of them all over the place. But I'll always remember, and I don't know why, but I remember John Denver. He had an album where he's like in a field. And for some reason, that Olivia Newton-John album was almost the same time frame, because I remember seeing Olivia like in a field. And I remember John Denver, it might have been like, Thank God I'm a Country Boy, or Leaving on a Jet. You know, he had so many album hits back then. But I'll always remember just going to this little tiny place called 7-Eleven, because I'd save up a quarter and I'd get these things called Slurpees. And, you know, they make my tongue red. Gene Simmons. I totally was not into Kiss yet, because Kiss was not out yet. But I do remember this hot little cute blonde in a field. And then I remember this John Denver album side by side, because 7-Eleven had albums where I grew up in Santa Barbara. And I don't remember ever a 7-Eleven selling music before. Maybe like little CDs when CDs came out, but I don't remember cassettes. And I sure as hell don't remember albums being for sale at a 7-Eleven. But they were in the early 70s. When that time frame, you guys would have to write in the chatty, you know, if you guys could do me a favor. I don't have all this Google Meister shit in front of me, but I'll just always remember how pretty she was. I think she had like a something in her hair, or like a stem of a rose or a flower or something. Maybe she was holding it, but I just remember she was kind of hot. And here I am, like I have a sprout this long. I'm like second grade, I think. I mean, I had no business checking out Olivia Newton-John. And I remember like John Denver had like a corncob hat on, and he just looked like his big nerd glasses, and it's like his face in a field. And so I thought like every album back then, you just had to be in a field in order to be famous. So, you know, like I eventually grew to love the Kiss albums when they invented. I mean, they came out like in '74, if I remember right. But the Ohio Players, I remember every one of their covers were like a naked girl, and I had no business looking at that. But I just remember like I'd go through albums. Oh my God, what's this? Edgar Winter and, you know, Deep What? And I had no interest at all in classic rock at that time, because the Ohio Players had naked girls on the front. And then I judged an album by its cover. So Olivia Newton-John, for some reason, was one of the first, and she's way older than me. I'm almost 53, and she's turned 71 today. So she's like almost 20 years older than me. So if I'm in like 76, I was 8 years old, I think. And by then 8 plus 20. So she's like, my God, she's like high 20s. And I'm checking out Olivia Newton-John already. So talk about a future perv right here. So growing up, all I remember is let me be there in the morning, let me be there in the night, let's take what's wrong and make it right. And then I remember the deep voiced guy going, oh, make it right. You know, let me take you in that wonderland that only two can share. Let me ask you, grow pubic hair. So I can't remember the lyrics, but I just always remember one of the first women, not little girls like Julie and Brenda like I had in second grade. That's when I first started kissing those pretty darn girls. But it's just weird that one of the first women that I really got into was Olivia Newton-John, who was a country artist at the time. Not rock, not Elton John, like pop rock, but country. And right now I'm like choking on my drink. So anyway, fast forward to the 70s. This like 29-year-old got the gig in Greece to play a high schooler, like when she's 30. And if I remember right, Olivia Newton-John, she was kind of semi-cool. So the producers of Grease wanted her in it because she had a little bit of fame going on. John Travolta had a lot of fame because he was off Welcome Back, Kotter, Boy in the Plastic Bubble, and of course, Saturday Night Fever. But if I remember right, since Olivia Newton-John was older, she was supposed to be Rizzo. Remember the older bratty girl that gets kind of pregnant? Was that Stockard Channing? Because I think Stockard was like 36 playing a high schooler. in Greece. So I'm like, I believed it. When Greece came out, hell, I didn't know. I didn't have pubic hair yet. But I do remember I was visiting Utah. I didn't live here yet. And we went to a little theater called the Chantel Theater in Sandy, Utah. It's long gone now. But I think my family or friend or something, they had like ownership in it. So I remember visiting here and I saw this movie called Jaws. I remember visiting Utah before I lived there and I saw this movie called Rocky. For some reason, I was in Utah when some of the biggest movies of all time came out at the Chantel Theater. And I think I'm saying it right. If any of my friends are watching right now, can you guys, was it Chantel? Like a girl's name like Chantel. But anyway, I go and by protest, because I'm not into musicals at that. I was into Kiss, and that was about it. That's all the musical I knew. If they're breathing fire, dripping blood, I'll go. But I sure in the hell ain't go to something like a Wop Babaloo Bop, a Wop Bamboo. I did not want to go to Greece. I wanted to chase girls at the park. I wanted to do anything or skateboard. I go to the show called Grease, and all of a sudden I go, oh my God, it's that girl. Holy shit, it's Olivia Newton-John, that girl that I was looking at the cover. So I ended up loving the movie as much as I was into rock music and all that bullshit back in the 70s. There's another, like, I started growing pubic hair. I don't know if I got one of these, but I think I aged like 4 years in that movie of Grease. So there I am going, God darn it. Then she puts out like Xanadu, which was kind of a musical, and it really bombed if I remember right. But Xanadu was just a little too out of my range. And then all of a sudden the exercise craze came, and, you know, Jane Fonda, blah, blah, blah. But then all of a sudden, out of the blue, comes Olivia Newton-John again with that song Physical. And she's like in half little shorts. She's in these little tennis shoes with those little leg warmers on. And then she has kind of short hair. Because remember, Olivia went, and even Jane Fonda, where girls started doing the Pat Benatar short hair with the bandana thing. So before I know it, there is Olivia Newton-John again. And I'm like into Solid Gold by then, the Solid Gold dancers, Deborah Jensen from Rochester, New York, Pamela Moore. I'm such a stalker. I actually know the girls as names on Solid Gold. And by then I was in grade school. But I'm like, Jesus criminy, what is this Olivia Newton-John? And the way that she spoke, I had no idea that she was from Australia. I just thought she was probably from like Burbank or something. So here I am. I'm a young toddler. I grow up getting a 7-Eleven Slurpee, and there she is on the cover. Then she's in Grease, which is a pretty damn good movie. I don't care if you like Slayer, Pantera. I don't know anyone that doesn't admit that Grease is just a fun, badass show. Then all of a sudden, I'm watching Solid Gold. I'm in love with the dancers. And then here comes Olivia Newton-John again. Let's get physical. Let me hear your body talk. My hormones are on fire by then. I'm like, I don't know how to make it talk, but if you want to talk to me, just give me a call. If my parents will let me, you know, use the phone. This is before cell phones, of course. And hell, by then I was in 6th grade. I was probably grounded. So time goes on. Olivia Newton-John becomes just an awesome performer of love music, pop music. Grease put her just so high in the stratosphere of celebrity. I can't even like imagine what her life must have been like from the 70s to 1990s. I mean, gosh, damn, 20 years. One of the most famous women in the world. She's pretty. She was in specials. She could act a little bit. I was in love with her. I'm like, I'm probably going to have to marry her now. Instead, she marries this guy named Matt Latanzi. Now, me and my buddy Jeff and some others, in high school, VCRs were starting to be affordable, and you could actually rent a VCR at a video store for like a couple bucks or whatever. But we're like, oh my God, you can see a movie at your house. This is mind-deafing blowing. So, and all you youngsters, you're like, you know, you're so used to streaming Walking Dead on your cell phone now. You guys cry if it doesn't stream in 5 seconds. But back in the day, I'll tell you what, when you could rent a VCR machine and the tape and take it home, plug it in the ass end of your 15-inch black and white TV, you can rent a movie called My Tutor. Now, My Tutor has like this European girl, or I don't know, but what it is it's this kid who's like kind of a rich, spoiled brat, and he needs a tutor because he's not getting good grades. Well, what the gist is he gets to have just crazy sex with this hot tutor, And I remember that was one of the first movies I saw where you could rent and take it home. My very first one ever was Stripes with Bill Murray. Here I watch this movie Tutor, and then my mind starts going, you know what? I'm going to act dumb in school, which I didn't have to really stretch. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have a hot tutor because this kid did. Man, I get older, and who is Olivia Newton-John married to? She's married to the actor that got to have that fun, hot sex with his tutor. And if I remember right, it's Matt Lattanzi. So now here's Olivia back in my mind again. She's married to this butthole. Now I hate the movie. Matt Lattanzi. He gets to marry I mean, I was supposed to marry Olivia. I don't care if I'm 16. I have no problem marrying a super old lady that's 36. And now here I am like 25 years older than 36. I can't even believe I used to think 36 was old. All you 36-year-olds out there watching me right now, ooh, I want to strangle you guys too, you lucky bastards. So anyway, time goes. I love Olivia, just so cool. I love her image. She had some health issues, if I remember right. She had some breast cancer and some other things. She had a really crazy life because her and Matt had a baby who's now kind of a really pretty girl. She's a model, and I think she sings too. Well, anyway, time goes on. I'm jealous as hell of Matt, but then I find out they divorced. So I think that I have a 1% chance of probably marrying Olivia one more time. 1 in 5 billion, but still, like in Dumb and Dumber, the great Jim Carrey, at least I have a chance. It's better than zero, right? Well, I read in the newspapers that she has kind of this guy, the mysterious guy. He's like almost half Chinese or Mexican or whatever, but he's real tan and he has like a feathered haircut like David Cassidy of the Partridge Family. And I'm like, you lucky son of a bitch. And they're not married, but they're just going out. So I'm like, you know what? She's going to get rid of him. She's probably going to find out I'm a stalker, a nice stalker. And she's probably going to call me and go, look, I'm single. You can date me now. So what does the guy do? Her real life boyfriend, he disappears. He goes fishing or something to Mexico, and he completely disappears for years. He evidently went on a boat like you go fishing or bass fishing, and then he just took off on the boat, and he literally disappeared. Comes to find out, he faked his death, and you know what? There's nothing illegal about that. If you just want to go to Mexico, and if you can stay and get a job in the country, don't care, you can disappear. There's nothing illegal about being a grown-ass man. I think he was like 40, 50 years old. He completely dumps Olivia, leaves her completely gone. She thought he was dead. We're talking years here before somebody recognized him. It might have been like, one of those with John Welsh or whatever. Remember, it's like, if you guys know this guy, or here's a mysterious thing with Olivia. So I'm thinking, oh my God, who leaves Olivia Newton-John? I sure in the hell wouldn't. I'd be like doing the vacuuming. I'd be like sitting there going, God, will you sing You're the One That I Want to me one more time while I'm on bed in my pajamas going, I just want to do a wop babaloo bop. And then she goes, a wop bamboo. Then she jumps on top of me and she starts singing like Hopelessly Devoted to You. I literally thought I had a chance because someone told me 1 in a billion chance is better than zero. Time goes on. I lived in Las Vegas a lot of years, like roughly 04 to 2013, I think, if I remember right. Anyway, Olivia performs now and then in Vegas. She goes to little resorts and casinos. I know she lives in Australia a lot, and she comes here in America. Here I see she's doing a limited engagement because Donnie and Marie, coincidentally, who are famous from Salt Lake City, they have the main gig at the Flamingo Hilton. But they always take like a month off to rest or take the summer. Well, anyway, they're good buddies with Olivia. So Olivia, for like a 1 or 2 week run in a nice little small amphitheater, which I prefer. If I saw her in a big arena and all that stuff, it's just not the same. I love the little Vegas shows. They're just so intimate, acoustically perfectly. Just awesome. So Olivia Newton-John, I don't care what it costs. I want front and center. There's always somebody that you can bribe or do something with. And this is like a great story. So I get a ticket. I got a front row ticket. All right. And I was by myself. I had no one to go to. I saw that she was there at the last minute. And besides, none of my friends will go to Olivia Newton-John. They'll go to Pantera or Striper, but they won't go to Olivia. I will. I'll be front row with my shirt off going, fuck yeah. So I'm like actually nervous because I've been so in lust with Olivia since a schoolboy with no pubes. I go to the Flamingo, and when you live in Vegas, you just meet people. And since I'm so full of shit, I'm always on the strip, I'm going to shows, and I had Pure Rock Radio down there. When I got to the Flamingo, I kind of knew one of the ushers because I love meeting older people like 70 to 80 to 90. I just love to talk to them like they're 25 and ask them questions and talk about boobs right down to, I don't care. But I had this guy that I remembered talking to maybe a year or two earlier. There was some other, but I knew this usher and he was probably around, I'm not kidding you, 75. He looked 80, but he's probably 70. But so I'm there. I go up to the guy. I'm just waiting for Olivia to start. And I run into the usher and I go, God, I don't know if you remember me, but how the heck are you, man? And I don't think he probably remembered me, but maybe he did. But I had like a half hour to kill. I was actually really excited for this concert. So I just talking to the guy, just shooting the shit. They open the doors, I think like a half hour before showtime. And most people are couples or four. And when you go to these shows, sometimes they have like super long tables that you sit at because you might have some munchies and some drinks. And then sometimes they have like seats like you're at a movie theater. So I'm up there in the front, but I'm by myself, and the usher knows it. He goes, "Oh, who you with? Go get your girlfriend, wife, or friend. We're going to go ahead. If you want, just come with me. I'll just walk you right in now. We don't have to wait till the doors." I go, "No, I'm just by myself." I go, "I found out at the last minute that Olivia's filling in for Donnie Marie, but I go, no, I just paid a bunch of money for front row because I'm a big fan of Olivia." So he takes me in just because we're just shooting the shit. He just wanted someone to talk to. He wasn't even doing his job like seating people. We were having so much fun talking about something else, but he just goes, "You know what?" He's all, "Do you want to sit in my seat?" Because like the ushers, it's not that they're bodyguards and Olivia Newton-John has like moshing and crazy shit, but there's just ushers and most of them are elderly. But this guy was able to sit inside the stage off a little bit, and it was kind of by a teleprompter because a lot of artists, like even Axl Rose, sometimes you just forget you got so many hits, but sometimes you just want a little help. So they have these teleprompters that are kind of in the stage. You can't see them, but if an artist kind of forgets or whatever, they can kind of glance over and not look like they're reading the teleprompter. So I'm like, "Hey, if it's okay, God, that's awesome. Thank you." And I never thought that maybe he didn't tell Olivia or the band or other people that work there. I was just so excited, like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So I had like 10, 15 minutes to kill. The usher goes, "Hey, kiddo, have a great time. Just don't worry. Just sit in my seat because I'll go. I've seen the show and I'll just sit in back, but I can tell you're a big fan and just enjoy the seat, man. It's just great to see you." And I'm like, okay. And I'm literally dressed like this. I'm in a tank top and shorts. And if everyone knows me, I literally dress like this in the winter too. I'm just so excited. I'm just like, I am going to see Sandy. Look at me. I'm Sandra D. I'm like shit in my pants. So the the lights start to get a little different. You can tell the show's going to start probably within 60 seconds. And I'm just sitting there going, oh my God, this is so great. So anyway, um, it was such a fast start. I didn't even have time to really get ready. It was almost like the lights went out and they just surprised you with the curtains opening. I was sitting like 1 inch before the curtains, but I was sitting inside the stage where the teleprompter was. She had one on the left and one on the right. So by the time the lights go out, I literally was not even turned around yet just to sit and go, holy shit. Well, that song, A Little More Love, and I'm going to play it real quick. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. But it's such a sexy song. It's just boom. It's a badass bass in the beginning and stuff. But if you guys don't mind, I want to play the song because I have chills right now. I was such a groupie. Let me share my screen, and I want you to go through the experience I did. In my tank top, being this Mr. Rock and Roll, and here I've got an icon literally walks out. And let me just share my screen real quick because I'm dying to hear this song real quick. I have a little more love on YouTube on my screen. I can't play it a long time. I can't play it a long time because obviously YouTube, God forbid I play Yo of Fun. But can you guys see my screen right now? It just, this is just but listen, I can only play a second or Facebook will cut me off. But listen to this sexy, just the first 15 seconds, why I shit my pants in real life in Vegas. Here we go. Okay, you can hear how sexy it is. And it does that cool guitar riff. Okay, now look at, I mean, look at it. I got chills. Now look at that. If you could see my screen. Obviously, Olivia is not 30 or 40. She's 71 today. But she's still attractive. It's still Sandy. She's got her hair. She has these wild eyes. I think they're like green or blue. But I didn't know how the show was going to start. I thought it'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, Olivia Newton-John. Because, you know, the show is more, it's more kick back. You know, it's not a wild Pantera Bang Tango meets Faster Pussycat show. Usually these type of shows, they're fun and they're just, it's crystal clear and everyone is just so happy because this is Farkin' Olivia Newton-John. Well, the show starts and that sexy bass, bum, bum, bum. I turn around and she's walking slowly out, sexy. And then that guitar riff goes, rear. Well, right when that happened, I don't know what happened, but she looks at me, okay? She looks at me because normally is supposed to be this 80-year-old man who's like in a blue vest, you know, those cheesy like blue vests that they make you wear when you work at a casino. And here's rocker guy, you know, look at that. How'd this be? Yeah, you know, she's probably thought I was a girl. So I'm sitting there and I literally am shitting my pants. I'm shocked because Olivia is shocked because I'm in this guy's seat and she probably thinks I'm just some smart ass guy or I'm a roadie. I carried in the bass guitar. But I can tell she's confused. But then I'm starstruck, and I think she could tell I wasn't dangerous. And if I was, obviously the ushers would have noticed some long-haired guy like me sitting like in the stage by her teleprompter. But she's walking out and it's done, and she's doing that sexy, like when girls wear high heels and they have like thin legs and they almost have thigh gap, and their one leg walks in front of the other, like this. I'll never forget this. I don't care if I'm 900 years old. I'll remember. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at her, and she looks at me, and she makes eye contact. And my eyes are kind of average. That's why my eyes are just always squinty and shit. But I am like, my eyes are fixed. She's looking at me with really good makeup because, you know, the blues that, you know, how girls really do their makeup like hot. She's walking out at me, and she's going, why are you in his seat? I'm going to have you arrested. Or is this kind of fun and cool? Because she could have made up her mind and just turned ahead and then just said, get, like, you know, like during the guitar solo, just go, get the fuck out, you know, and then security, some 80-year-old man bitch slaps me back to the 10th row. I had front row anyway. I was happy with that. But when you're inside the stage by the teleprompter and you've got Olivia Newton-John, she came right up like how my big fat face is now. I'm sitting there like a little boy. And oh my God, Sandra D comes in and goes, night, alone in the heat. I literally, man, I got chills right now. She's looking at me so close that if I would have like went out like this, I could have literally petted her. I could have touched and went like this to my dream girl from 1972. And the song is so badass. I don't know if you remember A Little More Love. Let me play just a little bit more. I can't do a lot because, you know, I get banned if I play any type of, you know, music. Everybody will. It's not like I'm just a bad guy here, but it's just the way that it is. But can you guys see my screen? Look at her face. Isn't she just like one of the cutest darn girls? Let's just play a little bit more of the music so I can freak the F out here on her birthday. Here we go. I wait alone in the heat. Did you hear that? She waits alone in the heat. I'm sitting there, a grown-ass man with silver hair, bald looking, with rocker hair. And look at that. I mean, here, let me blow up my screen. Hold on here. Is it blow? Look at that. I know that this YouTube video is not really clear, but look at that. That's what I swear to gosh, I'm so excited. See all the cheesy can lights in the back and all that stuff? She had a beautiful stage, you know, because it was a Vegas show. So it looked great. But still, she's left-handed. How cool is that? Because I am. Notice she's holding the microphone. And look at those damn eyes. Now, this is back when she did the physical stuff because she has like the shorter hair with the headband. But look at those eyes. Even though this is kind of a crappy, low quality video on YouTube, oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, when you have Olivia Newton-John staring at you 3 feet away, I don't even know if I breathe. I was breathing. I've never really been starstruck. I've been fortunate enough in radio and just being kind of a big mouth. I've met a lot of really nice, famous people. And I've never really, I mean, it's an honor to meet them, I guess, or it's exciting. Not really an honor, but you know what I mean? It's exciting, but not to where you really are like a groupie, like when the Beatles got off the plane. So let me just play a little bit more. Hopefully this video is going, because if I play too much, Facebook will kick me off. Okay, here we go. Give it to me, Olivia. Know that you'll have your way, so you have to go home. Yeah, now you guys know this song, right? It's pretty popular. Look at that. Here comes a chorus, man. Now see that? Look at that. Oh my God, look at that. Look at her teeth. Even her teeth. Don't you want to brush her teeth? I literally want to get some Crest right now, and I want to brush her teeth. That'd be more exciting than me probably going all the way with her. So I'm just like, I'm freaking the F out, man. And the whole concert, and right now she does have health issues. She's had breast cancer, and I know it's kind of serious right now. I really don't know if she'll ever be able to ever perform again. And I'd do anything if I could see her one more time. But if she never performs, I definitely get it. But I can't even believe how exciting that day there, that concert was, because she sang Hopelessly Devoted. She did all those fun songs from Grease. And it was cool because she had a guy in the band that could emulate John Travolta's voice really well. And she did like Xanadu. I can't remember all of her hits. She has some, quite a bit of hits, obviously. But, that country song when I was a young kid, where I was just really loved a pretty blonde with blue eyes, I guess. That's the album cover. I just remember she's kind of innocent with her eyes, and I just freaked the F out. And then I see her in Grease by coincidence. And then I run into her doing Solid Gold physical stuff on a video on a black and white TV, like in 1981. And then, I mean, she's been in and out of my stalker life, because I have liked so many supermodels, or you have an actress, but it's just amazing. I can't believe how many times I've been in lust with Olivia Newton-John. So today on my feed, I get a bunch of entertainment news that I get from my radio shows and stuff. And it just said Olivia Newton-John. She's 71. I think that's what it is, isn't it? I have to look at my Facebook feed again, but it just said she's 71 years old. And I'm just like, man, this is so cool. And 71 is young. It's still young. And I hope she has a good life. And I know she lives in California, if I remember right. And I know she's always half the time, I think, in Australia, where she's from, or somewhere, Sydney, or I don't know. I just remember she's somewhere from over in that neck of the woods. But yeah, I was excited. I know it's early in the morning, and I thought, I'll just post a picture. And I couldn't wait to like tell my story, but it's hard to type all that. It's like, I love typing. I wouldn't even mind being a news reporter, but sometimes you're like, it's just not as satisfying as just sitting here with you fine folks in the morning, getting excited because, yes, Olivia Newton-John. So anyway, I just want to say good morning as well. I just do my vitamins. What are you guys up to today? Is there fun? These are what I do. I just eat these hair, skin, and nail vitamins. They're chewy. They're like candy. They're like berry flavor, cranberry and all that stuff. Can we look at Olivia Newton-John again? I don't need to look at my old tired face. I have to look at that all day. Oh, look at my girlfriend. Isn't she pretty? You guys want to see some other pictures of her real quick? I put them on my Facebook page. But she's so cool, man. I'm such a big fan. And her music is just legendary. She, I can't remember all the songs she does. Gosh, she just has a lot of them, doesn't she? Nope, looks like is my screen switching? Hold on, I think I hit the wrong button. No, my Facebook one should be coming up. Maybe. But anyway, oh, there we go. Oh, there's me, my big fat head there, holding up my vitamins. I want to talk about a movie real quick, too, after we look at Olivia. I just want to pay tribute, man, because she's one of those rare girls in my life that just, she's bringing, she just, you know, and here she is, you know, she's getting up into her 70s, and obviously she looks different now. And with her health, I just hope she, you know, hangs in there. If it is breast cancer, I think that's what it was. But God, what a bitch. You know, even that Peter Criss, the drummer of Kiss, he had breast cancer, you know, and it's definitely made his career done. I mean, I don't think he can play drums anymore, but man, it's just such a reality still, breast cancer. And even if you remove your breast, there's still a good chance that you can still, you know, not win that battle. So anyway, there's Olivia now more, you know, recently. I can't believe how famous. I literally, if you come to my studio where I'm at right now, you can ask Johnny Lightfoot. He knows I'm such a fan that he bought me the Olivia Newton-John grease doll. This one right here, where she has the leather coat and she has the little high heels and all that. I have the full doll of this. I collected all the Grease shows, all the Grease. I have Grease Lightning. I have the Pop Funk dolls of Danny Zuko, but Grease is just so awesome. It really is just one of the best movies of all time. It puts you in a great mood, and that's the best part about it at the end. Here's Olivia growing up, I think, just in Australia. I'm sure that she's not really that famous yet. She's probably just a kick-ass singer, and she looks like what, maybe 8th grade, 10th grade, I don't know, or maybe she's 18 here, but you can tell she's definitely probably just barely getting her career going. This here is just so iconic. If you're, you know, if you're like 40 years old or older, Olivia just absolutely owned the 80s with exercise videos with Jane Fonda. And this look was so popular because you had Pat Benatar, and then there were some other real famous girls that had shorter hair. And that was a bold move because back in the day, it was about big hair and bouffants and like crazy hair. And then all of a sudden, you had these women that were cutting their hair short. And look at Olivia, just awesome. Look at that pretty smile, just outrageously awesome. I just love this picture because one of my all-time favorite movies is a show called Dirty Harry, Crazy Larry. And it's a show where they steal like a Dodge Charger, and the whole movie is a couple knuckleheads that rob like a food store, like Albertsons, and they have this pretty blonde with blue eyes named Linda George. And I don't know why I was so into girls back then, because I should have been playing recess and handball and ding dong ditch. But my God, I was so into, like, I'm like, God, that girl's hot. And that Dirty Mary Crazy, I think it's Dirty Harry Crazy Larry. You guys probably know, if you guys are really into the car and crazy movies, it's such a legendary show. And if you guys have a chance to see it, you've got to watch it. And as a matter of fact, for a stupid little fun fact, do you guys remember The Fall Guy? You know, with Lee Majors and Heather Thomas and stuff? Well, the very ending of Dirty Harry Crazy Larry is they just have to cross a bridge, a railroad track, because they're in another state line and the cops couldn't legally chase them. So the whole movie, they just have to cross these railroad tracks and they're free. They get the money, they got the pretty girl, and they can go like to an island and party. Well, at the very end, what happens? The yellow Charger goes over the railroad tracks and a train comes and destroys the Charger. So I just ruined the whole movie for you guys. But if you guys remember on The Fall Guy, they show that famous scene, you know, of Colt Seavers doing all this stuff like, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell. Well, if you remember, one of the famous scenes to The Fall Guy was that yellow Charger running into the train. But that blonde Linda George, I was so into, and this picture right here is another reason why I go right back to Olivia Newton-John. I mean, she's like, I can't believe it. If I ever meet her, I'm going to probably fall on the ground and have a heart attack. But anyway, what a cool chick, man. I just love Olivia, and I hope she has a happy birthday today. She is 71 years old, I think. Let me look at my happy greatest. I went there. Let's see at the bottom. Okay, there it is. Today is her 71st birthday. So anyway, that's just awesome. I want to play a little movie here, and it's so good. I hope you guys have a chance to see this because I had to work overnight tonight, do some biz. But I was able to see a movie. Can you guys see this player right now? Can you see a girl kind of kissing a guy? Is that showing up on my screen? The show, it just came out on Redbox. Maybe you have already seen this show, but it's just called Yesterday. And it's obviously, it's about the Beatles. To make the story, not to give the whole movie away, but this movie, Yesterday, it's just about a guy. He's a struggling musician. He sucks. He can't get any traction. But the lights go out or something happens. And when he gets up, nobody knows who the Beatles are, let alone the songs. but he's the only one on planet Earth that remembers most of the Beatles songs, you know, Yesterday, Let It Be, I Want to Hold Your Hand. So all of a sudden he just starts strumming and writing, like in his head, he starts making some of the Beatles songs his own. He doesn't tell anybody because no one will believe him. They're like, the Beatles, what are you talking about? So his pretty girlfriend, all his friends think he's messed up. But what is funny is, you know, the super ultra famous songwriter singer, Ed Sheeran? Well, Ed is in this, and he's considered one of the biggest singer-songwriters in the world right now. He has the world record for the highest grossing tour of all time right now. That's how successful he is. But he's a good actor. He's funny. This show yesterday, Ed Sheeran's in there, and you know, because he's like, oh my God, you write the best songs. And this guy kissing the girl, he's like, oh yeah, you know, I do the best I can. In the meantime, it's so awesome, man, because all these songs are just amazing. I forget just how great the Beatles are. I mean, they're just unbelievable songwriting, just batshit crazy talent. But I hope you guys can see this show. It's more special than I thought. And Johnny, if you watch this feed, my good buddy Johnny Lightfoot, he wrote me and he says, no, you know what? It's not really funny. It's good, but it's not really a batshit comedy. And I thought it was going to be like Happy Gilmore, funny. And it is funny. There's humorous stuff in it, but it's also a love story. And it's also just about the appreciation of music. And I'm not going to give away the ending because it has a really, really special ending that blew me away because I didn't see it coming. And it's not this right here where he's kissing the pretty girl. It's not like that. But I don't want to ruin what it is because the ending, there's a scene where he meets and goes on a beach. And that's all I'm going to say. It's that. So if you guys have seen it, you guys know what I'm talking about. But I hope you guys can watch the show. It's badass. You know, if it's Redbox, what is it, $1.75, or if you stream it, or maybe you've already watched this show, or maybe it's on Netflix in a week or two. But what a badass show. It's just called Yesterday. And obviously, you know, it's about the Beatles and
one love, one life. Oh, I feel like Harry Potter after he defeated Voldemort.
He talks exactly like Russell Brand. I mean, that's what's so funny. But is that Indian or I don't know what, but he's kind of an Indian guy, and there's his pretty girlfriend, but
at last everything can go back to normal. Isn't normal?
But I love the ending because it ends on a really cool song and all that. This doesn't give away the ending by any means. This is just kind of a cool thing.
Sorry.
Harry Potter, who's he?
Some things were just meant to be.
Now, see, what's funny is when the lights go out and he comes back, he searches for the most famous stuff in the world. Like he puts in the band Oasis, which is like one of the biggest bands in Europe. And it just shows an oasis like water in a desert. And he still can't get back to reality because he lives in modern times in 2019. But this is funny because see, he puts up Harry Potter. No one's ever heard of Harry Potter. So here he is at the end. He still can't believe it. He's like, who doesn't know who Harry Potter is? So check it out. He puts in Harold Potter. Look what it puts up. Now he's thinking, oh my God, here I can do the Beatles. So here at the end, he's thinking, okay, look, I'm a loser. I can't get my shit together. Why don't I come up with the famous book that goes into movies called Harry Potter? So, but
Some things were just meant to be.
Yeah, and this is awesome. See how he's kind of a nerd doing Beatles songs? He's like in high school. They're all like, who's this nerd? I got to turn it down. I'm sorry I can't turn it up, you guys, if you're watching my live feed. Because I'm not allowed to play music over a Facebook feed. It's fun, man. This is a good movie. You guys will dig it. Trust me. I hope you guys go ahead and rent the movie. It's just called Yesterday. It's fun. It's totally a blast. So, all right. Well, anyway. Yeah, I just want to say hi real quick while I sit here, having my breakfast. What are you guys going to have for breakfast? I have these things. They're chocolate Gatorade bars, and they're good as hell. And if you need protein in your life, have them. They're pretty good. They're Gatorade. So you guys have yourself a badass day. If you guys are over in Europe or Asia, it's already night over there. You guys are like way ahead of us, little bastards over here. So cheers. Have your hair, skin, and nail vitamins. All right. And yes, I did. I shaved my beard, and everyone's mad at me. I got like a death threat earlier going, God, don't shave your beard. I'm like, God, I just have to now and then. I get sick and tired of hair. So I did. I went ahead and I didn't have the balls to shave it all. And what's this called? Is that a goatee? God, I hate it. I just wish just whatever. So anyway, yeah, I shaved my face, and now it's kind of like, when it's kind of like, oh, you can't believe it. It kind of hurts. Like you think I shaved too violently. All right, man. All you need is love. Love is all you need. And you also need a protein bar. And when you're about to go to bed, because I've been up since yesterday, I thought it'd be in my best interest to have myself a Rockstar energy drink. Because believe it or not, I can drink 100 of these and sleep like a baby. All right, man. Have a great morning, okay? If you're over here on this part of the world. So I'll see you later. Happy birthday, Olivia Newton-John. And I hope you guys do get a chance to watch yesterday. It's a great show. It ends awesome. You guys will feel good after watching it. So, all right, man. You guys take care. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.